So these are all reasons why eating out is so detrimental, but you can still eat out. So it's mainly due to calorie accuracy, how accurate they are reporting the calories. When service is bad, you'll come back for amazing food. And right off the bat, you might not think that is true. Well, no, if service is bad, but think about it. If you had phenomenal food, if it was delicious, but the service was you're probably going to be back still. Sugar, sodium, and fat is what makes food taste better. So they add more of it. If something is 800 calories on the menu, they're not measuring out to the tablespoon what they're adding in your stuff. They're just going to add a heap. It's going to taste delicious. You're going to be back, and the business is going to be successful and going to continue to be open and have more people coming to their establishment. They add more. I'm not saying they're bad people. It's just, come on, you're cooking 20 meals. Everyone's mad at you. Everyone's rushing around. You're just throwing that sugar in there. You're just lopping the butter on the grill. You're not measuring it. If you're a cook under pressure and you want to make great tasting food. So they tend to be very calorie dense. Eating out foods tend to be very calorie dense. So fried foods, especially carbohydrate fried foods, such as, macaroni bites or something. Toasted ravioli, that is a St. Louis thing. If you have no idea what that is, or that's a Midwest thing at least, then look it up. It's delicious. But they tend to be very, very calorie dense. The foods out at restaurants are very easy to overeat, especially due to the social aspects. You're going to keep eating. And that is one of the problems. It's hard to put the fork down. You're distracted. You're talking to people. You have so many things to choose from. Hey, why not just get an appetizer? We're going to be waiting on our food. I'm really hungry. We could talk. Why not get an appetizer? They usually have appetizer deals and stuff, and you end up getting 4 appetizers and a meal, and you overeat. And then there's the alcohol temptation. Now, I believe alcohol is allowed in a good diet, but there is the alcohol temptation. Just sitting there, you're eating. Why not get a drink with it? Hey, the game's on. We could just stay and have a drink, and then you have even more calories. So these are all reasons why eating out is so detrimental, but you can still eat out. Go back to the holiday segment that I did, or the holiday slide, eating out or eating for holidays and how we overeat. If you overeat by a whopping 1,500 calories and you were already 700 under your calorie where you need to maintain. So let's say you're eating at a 700 calorie deficit. So you have a 700 calorie gap and you overeat by 1,500, or we'll say 1,700 for easy math. You actually only overate by 1,000 calories. That's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. 2 days, you're right back on track, and you're in the green even. 2 days. That's it. So you can still eat out. Don't worry about it. Just be smart. Have a plan. I think I say that. Yeah. Have a plan before you get there. What are you going to eat? Look up the menu ahead of time. Tell the waitress or waiter. Don't even give them a menu. I know exactly what I want. Depending on the company that you're with, it might be rude to them, but I don't know. If you feel like it, tell them don't even give you a menu, because then you're just looking at all that food. You're just shopping. Grocery stores, put that food in front of you so that you'll be tempted by it, and then you buy it. And they're the best marketers. If you can just never put the food in front of you on the menu, you probably won't order anything else. You're going to stick to what your plan was. Don't skip meals. Same thing as the holiday stuff. Do not skip meals. Maybe take a few calories off of each meal prior. 100 calories per meal will add up at the end, and you'll still have eaten. You won't be starving. But do not skip meals. You're going to end up overeating. You're going to end up getting an appetizer with it, and that appetizer is loaded with calories, and you easily could have just been more satisfied with lower calorie foods throughout the day before you ever got there. Multiply whatever the website says by 1.2. This is frustrating for people, and I get it. It's already high calorie. They're already reporting that this burger is 900 calories. Now you want me to multiply that by 1.2? Yes, because that's probably, and this is based off a study. I did a research paper in college. And I didn't do the research. It was just based off of studies, a meta study done. But people at restaurants tend to add 20% extra calories for their food. Go back to the first point there. And this is what the study concluded. These aren't my words. When service is bad, you're going to come back for amazing food. and they're not measuring. They're under pressure. They're just throwing that butter on there. They're just throwing that sugar in there. They're just throwing that salt on there. Salt doesn't have calories, but still, they're making the food unhealthy because they're in a rush. They want to make it taste great. So multiply it by 1.2, and that'll show you what you're truly eating. It'll also put it into perspective. If you're like, this is, 800 calories. I don't want to exit this slide. But if it's 800 calories, you multiply it by 1.2, whatever that ends up being, you're like, I don't know, 920-ish. You're like, that's 920. That's no longer worth it to me. 800, 920, not so worth it. Maybe you'll pick a different menu item. So multiply that by 1.2 before you ever get to the restaurant or before you order. It's very, very helpful. Allow yourself to go over calories a little. It'll be okay. That's what I was saying. If you can go over by a lot, now don't permit yourself to do that. But even if you do, it's just not a big deal. But a lot of times what I see is my clients will go out and they'll go over by 400 calories. They still, now the scale won't say it the next day. You're going to be holding water weight. You're going to be holding extra water weight. But the scale still went down. Not literally, but you lost body fat. If you're at a 700 calorie deficit and you overate by 400 calories from your 700 calorie deficit, you're still in a 300 calorie deficit. You're still going to lose weight. Why do we let that derail us? You break down the numbers. Look at it. If you know your deficit, and after a while, if you lose a pound a week, you're at a 500 calorie deficit. If you lose 2 pounds a week, you're at a 1,000 calorie deficit. Any more than that, I don't like to mess with that. So usually people lose about 1.3-ish pounds. That's why I'm saying 700. So let's say if you're losing 1.3 pounds a week, you're at about a 700 calorie deficit. You can overeat by 400 calories and still be losing weight. This is amazing. You got to go out and you're on your weight loss journey. Come on, win-win. And you're never going to quit. Why would you quit when you get to do that? So that will really help when it comes to eating out.